You have now tuned in with your favorite dark skin crew.
You know what's crack-a-lackin'. Welcome back to another reaction video with your favorite dark-skinned friend with a beard, man. Unity. I'm sitting up here chatting on my dog Stizzy house. Figured out, take this stream on the road because it don't matter where I'm at. I'm trying to come and say what's cracking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure y'all press that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hit them hype stars on YouTube so they know what's cracking with your boy. Anyways, this video we will be reacting to Blueface Mama exposing Shaq for wanting the juice box. Said Shaq was thirsty back in the day. She said at her prime, what you call it, Shaq was popping up at the house while baby Blueface was in the crib getting woke up because Shaq out there trying to get some of that good. So, like I said, hopefully y'all like the video. Make sure y'all put y'all W's in the chat so I know who the heck is in the building. Appreciate y'all coming through. Let me look real quick at YouTube. Make sure that we are live. You know what I'm saying? All right. Check the channel. Yep, and we are live on YouTube. Good stuff. Let me check the Twitch feed real quick. Make sure everything is on the up and up. Shout out to my dog Hemperberger T Messings over there in the Apex. They're over there playing that Apex Legends. If y'all into gaming, go check them out.
Yeah.
Let me see. All right, and now we are on Twitch as well. Hell to the yeah. 2 minutes in, and the video is already pulled up and ready to go. So let's go ahead and get the screen right. Let me see real quick. Good stuff. Okay, good. Happy Friday to y'all, man. I know everybody is probably happy that it's the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Getting your grind on all week, but shoot, it's more money to be made during the weekend. So don't slack up just because your scheduled money ain't on point. So you always got to have more than one hustle. You feel me? That's why we on this beat. All right, let's go ahead and share the screen for y'all real quick so we can get this stream started. Somebody was like, man, it was 5 minutes into the video. You didn't even start the content yet. Look, man, I'm just trying to say what's up to y'all first. You know what I mean? Let me say what's cracking. Won't. I went and lined my face up. I had to get clean for y'all on the stream. You know what I mean? Long hair don't care. Beard gang. All right, let's go. Bang. Blueface. Okay, there we go. This video coming to us by at Rap Trips. My first time looking at one of their videos, so we're gonna see what's cracking. If it's a good one, I'll subscribe to them, and then we'll keep it pushing. All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Let's go.
Carlissa Saffold has been making waves lately with some jaw-dropping revelations about her past. The 53-year-old mother of rapper Blueface claims she was turning down some of the biggest names in entertainment back in her prime, including one NBA legend who she says wouldn't take no for an answer.
What about Shaq?
Well, he came to my house and the damn Jonathan woke up, so he just calling.
Shaq pulling up to her house.
She said Shaq pulled up to the crib ready. She said he kept calling so much that Blueface woke up out the crib, man. Carlissa said she got that golden box.
Calling repeatedly while baby Blueface was in the crib. But she didn't stop there. She started dropping details that only someone on the inside would know.
Shaq's definitely gonna text me when he sees this.
Just tell him Donovan.
Donovan, a code name. And that's not even the wildest part. Because when Shaq caught wind of these claims, he fired back. And what he said has everyone picking sides. This is about to get messy. What you're about to hear might just be one of the most audacious claims to ever surface in hip-hop celebrity.
Let's get through this first ad. Once again, appreciate y'all tapping in. Make sure you put your W's in the chat. If you like the video, make sure you press the like button, comment, subscribe. Let's engage, man.
Gossip, and it doesn't even come from a rapper. On January 4th, 2026, Carlissa Saffold, the outspoken and perpetually controversial mother of rapper Blueface, took to her Instagram stories with a message so bold, so utterly brazen, that it sent shockwaves rippling through social media. She wasn't just dropping hints this time. She wasn't being coy or playing the guessing game that celebrities so often love to engage in. No, Carlissa came out swinging, playfully warning none other than NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal not to deny their alleged past connection. And she even referenced a supposed codename he used when trying to reach her: Donovan. Let that sink in for just a moment. We're talking about Shaquille O'Neal, the 4-time NBA champion, the 15-time All-Star, the man who dominated basketball courts from 1992 to 2011, the towering figure who stands at 7 feet 1 inch and has built an empire that extends from broadcasting on TNT's Inside the NBA to DJ sets under the moniker DJ Diesel, to business ventures that span everything from fast food franchises to tech investments. This is a man whose romantic history has included a high-profile marriage to Shawnee O'Neal from 2002 to 2011, with whom he shares 4 children, as well as relationships with celebrities like actress Laura Govan and model Letitia Roll. And now, Blueface's mother is claiming that she too was once on Shaq's radar, and that she turned him down. But here's where this story gets absolutely wild, and why you need to pay extremely close attention to every single detail we're about to unpack. Because this isn't just some random claim that materialized out of thin air in 2026. Oh no, this story has roots that stretch back years, and the drama surrounding it is so layered, so intricately woven into the fabric of Blueface's chaotic family dynamic.
That fool Shaq used to have a code name. His code name was Donovan. Not Shaq Diesel. Not Diesel. His name was Donovan. That's how they got to do it. I'm telling you, once you get on a certain level, if you trying to make sure that nobody can just find you just out willy-nilly, you feel me? You got to come up with a code name. You feel me? That was Diesel's Donovan.
That understanding the full picture requires us to go deep, really deep, into the complicated, messy, and often explosive relationship between a rapper and his mother.
Woo, y'all already know I wasn't nothing to deal with 20 years ago.
She was fine, though.
25, put a week on it. Wasn't nothing to play with, okay? Ask somebody. Who I turned down? 50, Shaq, Cube, who else? Usher.
Did you catch that? Let's break this down piece by piece, because Carlissa Saffold did not.
She swear. She said she was turning down all the cats in the industry. She said Usher. You know, Usher, like him a good little sugar mama.
Come to play games with anyone's perception of her past. She's not claiming she turned down just one celebrity. She's claiming she turned down multiple A-list names: 50 Cent, Shaquille O'Neal, Ice Cube, and Usher. 4 massive names, 4 cultural icons. And according to her, every single one of them got a resounding no from a woman who, by her own admission, wasn't nothing to deal with back in the day. Now before...
Okay, so this is my thing, though. If she was turning down all these A-listers, who the heck is her baby daddy? Who is Blueface daddy? That he was able to go to get the cheeks, and she was able to say no to Shaq, Usher, Ice Cube. Like the list goes on. 50 Cent, you know. I believe 50 because we call 50. She kind of looked like how Vivica looked before she got plastic surgery. You feel me?
We dive deeper into the specifics of what allegedly went down between Carlissa and Shaq, we need to establish some critical context here. Because the timing of these revelations, the manner in which they've been delivered, and the family dynamics at play all contribute to a narrative that is far more complicated than a simple tale of celebrity romantic interest. Carlissa Saffold, now 53 years old, has become something of a social media personality in her own right. She's built a following not necessarily through her own professional accomplishments, but through her willingness to insert herself into her son's highly publicized and often chaotic personal life. Blueface, whose real name is Jonathan Jamal Porter, born on January 20th, 1997, rose to fame in the late 2010s with his viral hit Thoshiana, a track that peaked at number 8 on the...
He meant to say Tatiana. That fool said Thoshiana. These AI freaking narrators be cracking me up. They kept calling Suge Knight Shoegay yesterday.
Billboard Hot 100 and established him as one of the more unconventional voices in modern hip-hop. But it hasn't been his music that has kept him in the headlines over the past several years. It's been his tumultuous relationships with figures like Chrissy and Rock and Jaden Alexis, relationships that have produced children and generated endless drama across social media platforms. And through all of it, Carlissa has been there, sometimes defending her son, sometimes clashing with him in spectacular fashion, but always making her presence known.
Who y'all calling a liar this early in the morning? Who is y'all calling a liar this early in the morning? No, ma'am, we don't tell no lies over here.
You see, Carlissa has never been one to shy away from making bold statements. But what's particularly fascinating about her claims regarding Shaq is that they first surfaced not in 2026, but back in 20.
All right, here we go.
All right, hold on.
I'm out here.
We getting to
You know
our
what
first
time it is?
commercials.
What's your name? Okay, we know. Most people know that. But, it's all started on a nice little beef where
2023, during an appearance on The Jason Lee Show, a popular celebrity interview platform known for its...
Okay, so she started, spilling some tea about this about 3 years ago. So this ain't just coming out just because it's January 2026. She been trying to tell people for a little minute, like, listen, I got all these little dudes on my jock or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Which is, ain't nothing wrong with that. But, if you ain't, it ain't no pillow talking, because if they didn't get with her, then nothing happened. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Unfiltered conversations and willingness to dive into the messiest corners of celebrity life. During that interview, Carlissa described in vivid detail how Shaquille O'Neal allegedly visited her home and called her repeatedly while she was trying to put her infant son, Blueface himself, to sleep. Think about the timeline here. We're talking about approximately 1997, which would place this alleged encounter right around the time that Shaq had just joined the Los Angeles Lakers and was at the absolute peak of his athletic prime. He was dominant, he was famous, he was one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet. And according to Carlissa, he was interested in her.
Horrible.
What about Shaq?
Well, he came to my house and the damn Jonathan woke up. So he just calling and calling and calling. And in front of my house, and Jonathan, I'm trying to put him to sleep. I don't want him to know. I got the kids in here. Couldn't put him to sleep, so I just stopped answering the phone.
Let that visual settle in your mind for a moment. According to Carlissa's account, here was Shaquille O'Neal, one of the biggest stars in professional basketball, sitting outside her house, calling repeatedly, waiting for a chance.
And then Shaq was trying to get some of that freshly had a baby poom poom. Wow, Shaq out there calling like, girl, I don't even care about them kids right now. Pick up the phone. I'm trying to come upstairs. Do work. You know what I mean? He's like, I try to dominate everything. He's like, if I could dominate the NBA, I could dominate Blueface mama.
To connect with her. And she claims she ultimately ignored him because her infant son wouldn't fall asleep.
Blueface
And she didn't want Shaq to know she had children. Now,
Blueface didn't even know he was cock blocking as a baby. He was like, no, I don't care who's calling mom. Shaq got
you might be asking yourself, is any of this true? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's precisely the question that has fueled so much debate, controversy, and yes, entertainment since these claims first surfaced. Because while Carlissa has been remarkably consistent in her storytelling, providing specific details, and even offering up that tantalizing code name, Donovan, Shaquille O'Neal has publicly denied any knowledge of Saffold whatsoever. His denial was reportedly straightforward, made in an Instagram comment, emphasizing that he simply does not know this woman. It's the classic he said, she said dynamic that we've seen play out countless times in celebrity gossip. Except in this case, the stakes feel somehow higher because of who's involved and because of the extremely specific details that Carlissa continues to provide.
I don't lie. I pulled up to meet 50 to go out to dinner with him, got to the hotel, and the ninja was butt naked in the towel. No, ma'am. Me and my homegirl turned around, and I left.
50 a freak. He getting all on Diddy, talking about him assaulting these women. Man, this nigga Diddy showed up. 50 showed up to the to the front door of the town butt naked. She said, "You can't be butt naked in a town. It's just you either in a town or you open the door butt naked. You know what I mean? It just is what it is." But 50 was like, "F dinner. You ready to do it? I take you to the candy shop."
And there it is, another bombshell casually dropped into the conversation. Carlissa isn't just making claims about Shaq. She's painting a picture of a lifestyle, of a time in her life when she was apparently moving in circles that included some of the biggest names in entertainment. According to her, she went to meet 50.
We got another break. If you like the video so far, man, make sure y'all press the like button. I appreciate y'all tuning in, man, and entertaining my silliness.
Sent for dinner, only to arrive at his hotel and find him standing there in nothing but a towel, which prompted her to turn around and leave immediately. Whether these stories are embellished, completely fabricated, or absolutely true, that is something that we may never know for certain. But what we can say with confidence is that Carlissa Saffold is committed to her narrative. She's not backing down. She's not hedging her bets. She's doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down on these claims with a confidence that is either the mark of someone telling the truth or someone who has decided that the truth is whatever she declares it to be.
I don't gotta lie. Come on now. I look way better than them. Come on now. That was an easy. I gave y'all some easy names. I could have gave y'all some real names.
Did you catch that last part? Okay. She's suggesting that 50 Cent, Shaq, and the others are the easy names, implying that there are even bigger, more significant stories she's holding back. It's a tantalizing tease, the kind of statement designed to keep people talking, speculating, and tuning in for more. Now that we've established the foundation of Carlissa Saffold's explosive claims about her alleged past with Shaquille O'Neal and other celebrities, we need to turn our attention to something equally important, and arguably even more compelling. Because these claims don't exist in a vacuum. They exist within the context of one of the most dysfunctional, publicly volatile, and genuinely heartbreaking family dynamics in recent hip-hop history. The relationship between Blueface and his mother isn't just strained, it's shattered. And to understand why these claims about Shaq have garnered so much attention, and why they've been met.
They be arguing with each other like they boyfriend and girlfriend, for real, for real. Like, I'm real close with my mama too. You know what I'm saying? And it used to be crazy. We'd be walking out, especially like when we be in Spain and stuff. And we'd be walking around the streets of Spain over there in Madrid. And people always think that me and her boyfriend and girlfriend. I'm like, this is my mama, man. What y'all got going on? Chill out. But I understand it. I mean, look, like I said, black don't crack. She look good. But nah, man.
With such skepticism by many observers, you need to understand just how deep the fractures run between mother and son.
How about your relationship with your mom? Like, is she happy for y'all? Or?
That lady, I don't have a mom. She's weird. She's strange. I don't know what her motive is, her angle. I don't know what she's trying to accomplish with.
Man, when they get to the point where you say F your mom, bro, it say in the Bible, honor your mama and your daddy so that your days may be longer, so they not cut short. Blueface, you got to tighten up with that, bro.
Her outreaches.
Those are not the words of someone navigating a minor disagreement with a family member. Those are the words of someone who has experienced what they perceive to be a profound and irreparable betrayal. When Blueface says he doesn't have a mom, when he describes feeling much less stressed without her in his life, when he questions her motive and her angle, these are statements that reveal a level of alienation that goes far beyond typical parent-child conflicts. And perhaps even more telling is what comes next in that interview. When he's asked about his ideal family dynamic, his answer cuts right to the heart of what's been missing.
Okay. What does like your ideal family dynamic look like? You know, is it a white picket fence and a dog? And what kind of like vision do you have for everybody to live in harmony and peace?
For me, it's unconditional love, really.
Unconditional love. That's what Blueface says he's looking for. That's what he feels has been absent from his relationship with his mother.
Even Crips got feelings, cuz. That's what he said. I just want some unconditional love.
It's a simple concept, really. The idea that family should love you without strings attached, without ulterior motives, without constant drama and public spectacle. And yet, based on everything we've seen and heard, that's precisely what has been lacking in the Porter family dynamic. But here's where things get even more complicated, because Blueface hasn't just accused his mother of failing to provide unconditional love.
I just realized that sweater got all the dots on it. He came out talking about 101 Dalmatians. He considered himself a spectacle, but that's actually a hard A sweater. I like that. I'm messing with that, Blueface.
He's accused her of actively sabotaging every romantic relationship he's ever been in. And when you hear him describe these accusations,
look at it. Tell me that sweater ain't hard. That's a blue Dalmatian. 101 Dalmatian.
you start to understand why the trust between mother and son has completely disintegrated.
This lady likes to sabotage all my relationships. Everyone I'm with, she likes to get in her head, sabotage it, try to be HBIC and start dictating my woman. You did that to Angela. What happened to Angela?
You ran Angela off. What are you talking about? You and Krishan did that.
Let's unpack what Blueface is alleging here, because it's significant. He's not claiming that his mother simply disapproves of his romantic partners. That would be relatively normal parental behavior.
Look, man, I know a lot of people who parents be running they kids counterparts off, man, because they just like, nah, man, you are not up to par. But that's the thing that makes the kid rebel and go for that person even more, because it's like you don't see what I see in this person, and I'm gonna show you. So they go harder sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But most times, mom's gonna win, bro. So that's a tough situation to be in.
He's claiming that she actively works to destroy those relationships from the inside out. He uses the term HBIC, heads in charge, to describe how his mother allegedly attempts to position herself as the dominant female figure in his life, dictating terms to whatever woman he's dating at the time. And he specifically references what happened with someone named Angela, accusing his mother and someone named Krishan of getting physical with her. That's not passive disapproval. That's alleged active interference, the kind of behavior that would understandably destroy any son's trust in his mother.
That had nothing to do with me. I called her and told her, she here, pull up. I didn't side with you, I side with her. Yes, the baby mama is, all of them is here.
So why would you tell her to pull up?
Because she said she was your girl and you said she should have been there.
Listen to how this exchange unfolds. Carlissa's defense is essentially that she was just being transparent, letting Angela know that other women were present and inviting her to come over. But from Blueface's perspective, that transparency was actually an act of sabotage, a deliberate move designed to create conflict and chaos. The question, why would you tell her to pull up, reveals his frustration with what he perceives as his mother's inability, or unwillingness, to simply stay out of his romantic affairs. And then comes a moment that truly encapsulates the dysfunction at the heart of this family dynamic.
And before you guys,
you don't sound like a mom. You sound like a
regular everyday.
What do you mean? That's not how people handle things.
I'm not your regular everyday mom.
What are you?
That did it mostly 90% by myself.
That's a lie.
When Blueface tells his mother,
Ooh. Blueface feel another way. She said, I'm the one that was there 90% of the time by myself with you. He said, that's a lie. Yeah, they got a lot of tension going on here.
You don't sound like a mom. He's articulating something profound. He's saying that her behavior doesn't conform to what he believes a mother's role should be. And Carlissa's response, I'm not your regular everyday mom, reveals that she sees herself as exceptional, as operating by a different set of rules. But when she claims she did it mostly 90% by herself, Blueface immediately pushes back. That's a lie.
That's a lie?
That's a lie. You were never single. You always had a man.
I'm talking about that ain't my man's responsibility to make sure.
You were never single. You always had a man. Don't do that.
This exchange cuts to the heart of a dispute over the very narrative of Blueface's childhood.
Look, it don't matter how grown you get, you always gonna be somebody's child. In this situation, this is the exact example of kids not having no filter when it comes to their parents. I remember when I was younger, I was doing this intake at this what was that? Some type of elementary or preschool or something like that. And what do you call it? The principal, he had a brown tooth, and I said something about his tooth, and my pops and them were so embarrassed, but all they could do was laugh because kids just say whatever is on their brain. It is what it is, man. So this right here is funny. He said, nope, you were never single. You always had a man. You were never by yourself.
Carlissa positions herself as a struggling single mother who raised her children largely on her own. But Blueface contradicts this entirely, insisting that she was never actually single, that there was always a man in the picture. It's a fundamental disagreement about the past, and it speaks to how differently mother and son perceive their shared history. But here's where we need to bring things full circle, because this family fracture provides essential context for understanding the claims about Shaq. When Carlissa talks about turning down Shaquille O'Neal, 50 Cent, Ice Cube, and Usher back in the day, she's not just sharing random celebrity gossip. She's constructing a narrative about her own past, one in which she was desirable, pursued by famous men, and in control of her romantic destiny. And Blueface, he's not buying it. In fact, he's thrown those claims right back in her face during their most heated confrontations.
Not even you.
Hold on real quick. We got a little ad. Once again, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure if y'all like to hit the like button and comment. Let's engage, man. This fool Blueface mama is wild with it. But Blueface funny as hell. He said, you were never alone. You always had a man.
Oh, daughter.
That's why you Shaq and
Thank you. Goddamn, you see how you had to lie? You mad because you had to lie. You mad right now, huh? You mad because I ain't never did none of that nasty.
Now that clip is raw. It's ugly. It's the kind of thing that makes you uncomfortable to hear a son say about his mother, but it also reveals the depth of the animosity between them. When Blueface throws his mother's celebrity claims back at her in such crude terms, he's not just being disrespectful. He's actively challenging the legitimacy of those claims. He's suggesting that the stories she tells about turning down these famous men aren't stories of empowerment at all, but rather confessions she's had to dress up as rejections. Blueface has also publicly confronted his mother about her past in more analytical terms, discussing how her choices might have shaped his own approach to relationships. And when he does, Carlissa's responses are illuminating.
Do your mom know you feel this way? That she might have played a role in how you are as a man?
of course.
You talk to her about it?
Tell her all the time.
What did she say?
I'm not a. I wasn't doing this. I wasn't doing that. She got 3 kids and 3 baby dads.
3 kids, 3 baby dads.
Oh man, he throwing shots. Pow. She said, I wasn't a hoe. He's like, you got 3 kids and 3 baby daddies. What are we talking about, Ma Dukes? Oh man, Blueface had enough of his mama.
That's Blueface's assessment of his mother's romantic history, and it's a fact that he uses to challenge her defensive posture. When Carlissa says, "I'm not a hoe," she's pushing back against what she perceives as judgmental accusations. But Blueface sees the numbers differently. To him, they tell a story that contradicts the image.
Blueface said the math ain't mathing. About 3 + 3 equal use an HOE.
His mother is trying to project.
How you feel about that?
Mistakes happen.
You feel me? Look, y'all the same boat, but for a man, it's different than for a woman.
Yeah, which society says, yeah, women are judged at a different level, a different standard.
What's fascinating about this exchange is that it moves beyond personal grievances into a broader social commentary. Blueface acknowledges that society has historically judged men and women by different standards when it comes to romantic and sexual behavior. But he also notes that women have increasingly pushed back against those double standards. It's a surprisingly nuanced observation from a rapper whose public persona often seems anything but thoughtful. So where does all of this leave us? We've heard Carlissa Saffold's claims about Shaquille O'Neal. We've heard Shaq's denial. We've witnessed the absolute wreckage of the relationship between Blueface and his mother. But as we approach the final stretch of this deep dive, we need to step back and examine the bigger picture. Because there are larger patterns at play here. Patterns that tell us something important about celebrity culture, family dynamics, and the way that truth and fiction become hopelessly entangled in the age of social media. Let's start with what we know for certain. Carlissa Saffold has consistently maintained her story about Shaq across multiple platforms and over a span of several years. The details have remained largely consistent. It was approximately 1997. Shaq came to her house. He called repeatedly. She was trying to put infant Blueface to sleep, and she ultimately stopped answering because she didn't want Shaq to know she had children. She's also provided that specific detail about the codename Donovan, which she claims Shaq used when trying to reach her.
Shaq's definitely gonna text me when he sees this.
Just tell him, Donovan. I went to the hotel, me and old girl that's out there waiting for me, and we both panicked because he was just in a towel.
Wait, that last part is actually about 50 Cent, not Shaq. But here's what's interesting. Carlissa conflates these various celebrity encounters into a single narrative about her desirability and the famous men who pursued her. She talks about the hotel encounter with 50 Cent in the same breath as the story about Shaq coming to her house. It's all part of the same tapestry she's weaving, a portrait of a young woman who was so attractive, so compelling, that multiple A-list celebrities competed for her attention. And she doesn't stop there. According to Carlissa, she also turned down Ice Cube, though she describes him as actually very respectful about his approach. She claims Usher tried to get with her, but she wasn't interested. She even references Snoop Dogg, joking that she was on her period when that opportunity arose.
And even
Oh my God, what's up with these ladies always bringing up, trying to do something with a famous person when they on their period? That is disgusting. Blueface just went. I just did a video with Blueface violating Hazel E for like 15 minutes straight because she tried to insinuate he was gay because he didn't want to do it with her while she was on her cycle. That is some of the nasty, and that's the first encounter of having any type of mature, grown interaction in the bed. And that's the stain you want to leave on me, a literal blood stain. Disgusting. So now I understand that's crazy how that came full circle, that she go sit there and say, what do you call it, that her first time and interacted with Snoop, what do you call it, the reason why she couldn't do nothing, or the reason why, what do you call it, things didn't rock off, was because she was on her cycle. Who cares? Nobody cares. Disgusted.
Which one? I'm saying something. That shit was like, please come here. I said, no, I'm gay. And then Snoop, I was on my period. Thank God I didn't go there because that would have just been horrible.
What about Shaq?
Well, he came to my house and the damn Jonathan woke up.
The sheer volume of these claims is staggering when you step back and consider.
She didn't say the baby woke up. She said the damn Jonathan woke up. That's Blueface. The damn Jonathan.
Them collectively. We're talking about 5 major celebrities: Shaq, 50 Cent, Ice Cube, Usher, and Snoop Dogg, all allegedly pursuing the same woman within a relatively compressed time frame. Either Carlissa Saffold was running in extraordinarily exclusive circles in the late 1990s and early 2000s, or some, perhaps all, of these stories are embellished or fabricated entirely. And here's where the credibility question becomes paramount. Shaquille O'Neal has publicly denied any knowledge of Carlissa Saffold. That denial was reportedly made in an Instagram comment, and it was unequivocal. He doesn't know her. Period. End of story. From Shaq's perspective, this is a woman making wild claims that have no basis in reality. But Carlissa is...
Hold on. That fool said he did. Shaq said he do not know this woman. He is unequivocally sure that this woman does not exist in his atmosphere. We're going to look up the word unequivocal real quick. Unequivocal definition. Let's see. Leaving no doubt. Unambiguous. Use that shit in the sentence. That's crazy, man. You know, she was bad though when she was 25, though. She was looking good. I wouldn't be surprised, you know what I'm saying? So like let mama live a little bit, but you know, she could be embellishing for real. You know what I mean? Okay. How do you use it? Unequivocal. There we go. Not equivocal, unambiguous, clear, having only one possible meaning or interpretation. So basically, he's saying she lying. I don't know this lady. Let's keep it going.
Isn't backing down. If anything, Shaq's denial seems to have emboldened her. Her Instagram stories warning him not to deny their connection suggests she anticipated his response and prepared for it. The reference to Donovan as a code name implies she has specific inside knowledge that only someone who actually knew.
See, even with that. See, it's always two sides. Look, there's 3 sides to the story. Her side, his side, and the truth. You feel me? And that's why the internet always wins, because it's up to us to speculate whether it is what it is or it ain't. You know what I mean? Should be crazy.
Shaq would possess. It's a classic move in the he said, she said playbook. Provide a detail so specific that it lends credibility to your broader claims.
Come on now. Shaq's wife used to work for my sugar daddy.
What?
Let's just be real about the whole here. She used
Okay. Listen here. You can't be talking about you ain't no HOE, and you talking about what do you call it, sugar daddies and such. That don't line up. That don't line up, Carlissa.
to work for my sugar daddy. Y'all a little slow. Y'all a little slow.
That's another layer entirely. Now, Carlissa is claiming not only that she knew Shaq, but that Shaq's wife, presumably his ex-wife, Shawnee O'Neal, used to work for someone Carlissa refers to as her sugar daddy. She's essentially positioning herself as someone who was moving in the same social circles as these celebrities, someone with connections and access that explain how all these encounters.
That was good.
You're happy? Once again, appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Make sure y'all press the like button.
We just wrapped up the episode.
Connections and access that explain how all these encounters could have happened.
I go way back to the track back. It wasn't none of them on my level. Not none of them. So y'all gotta keep up. Y'all not keeping up.
Back to the track back. That's a telling phrase. Carlissa is suggesting that her history runs deep, deeper than people realize, and that she was operating at a level that these celebrities, despite their fame, couldn't match. And
I'm just saying her vocabulary is not matching up with her claim of not being an HOE. Now she's talking about she go all the way back to the track. The track is where the HOEs play and get their money at. I'm just saying, like, am I tripping? Y'all let me know in the comments, am I tripping, bro? Because, boy, 3 babies, 3 baby daddies. She go back to the track. I'm just saying.
In terms of street credibility or life experience, it's a bold reframing of the narrative. She's not a nobody claiming she rejected famous men. She's someone who was so established in her own world that these famous men were the ones reaching up to her. But here's the uncomfortable truth that we have to confront as we assess these claims. These allegations have resurfaced amid ongoing public feuds within Blueface's family. The timing matters. When family relationships are fractured, when there's obvious animosity and resentment flowing in multiple directions, it becomes harder to take any party's claims at face value. Both Blueface and Carlissa have incentives to shape their public narratives in ways that serve their own interests.
I don't care if they speaking on me. I'm speaking on my past. I'm allowed to speak on my shit. I'm going to be speaking on it all on my show with all my receipts. I'm speaking on my past. I can speak what the fuck I want to speak, long as I don't tell no lie.
Carlissa says she has receipts, evidence that would presumably substantiate her claims. She says she's going to reveal everything on her show. She insists she doesn't lie. But we've yet to see those receipts. We've yet to see concrete evidence that would move her claims from the realm of speculation into the realm of verified fact. And that brings us to perhaps the most important question of all. Does it even matter whether these claims are true?
No.
Think about it from multiple angles. If Carlissa's stories are true, what does that change? It would mean that 25 to 30 years ago, she was an attractive young woman who caught the attention of several famous men. It would be an interesting footnote in celebrity history, but it wouldn't fundamentally alter our understanding of any of the people involved. If her stories are false or exaggerated, what does that change? It would mean that Carlissa has been constructing a narrative about her past that serves some personal need. Perhaps a need for validation. Perhaps a need for attention. Perhaps a way of processing regret about opportunities not taken. Either way, the more compelling story isn't really about Shaq at all. It's about a family in crisis. Right. It's about a mother and son whose relationship has deteriorated to the point where they publicly attack each other, question each other's honesty, and air their grievance for millions of strangers to consume as entertainment. Whether that origin story is accurate is almost beside the point. What matters is that she believes it, or at least believes in the power of telling it. And in the age of social media, where attention is currency and controversy generates engagement, maybe that's all that really matters. So where does this leave us as we close out this deep dive into one of the strangest celebrity gossip stories in recent memory? Carlissa Saffold claims she had a connection with Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq denies it. The family from which these claims emerge is fractured beyond repair. And the truth, the actual verifiable truth, remains elusive, obscured by competing narratives, personal agendas, and the endless appetite of social media for drama. What we can say with certainty is this: the story isn't over. Carlissa has promised receipts. She's promised revelations. Whether those promises materialize remains to be seen. But one thing is guaranteed: whatever happens next, people will be watching. Because that's what we do. We watch. We judge, we pick sides, and we wait for the next chapter in the never-ending saga of celebrity gossip and family drama.
Well, yeah, man, shoot. What y'all think, bro? Y'all think Shaq was lusting after Carlissa to the point where, what do you call it? He was being thirsty, or was she just one of many that Shaq just saw? Like, she was bad, but she wasn't the baddest thing in the 90s. I'm just saying, they had some fine stuff walking around in Hollywood at that time. And Shaq was at the top of his game too. You feel me? Which goes to prove too, it's not, always who you are. It's about who you know. And so she could have had access you know, to being around a bunch of celebrities and people of that nature and stuff. And Shaq probably do is like, damn, she is bad. You feel me? Tried to get her, didn't get her, and kept it pushing. You know, it is what it is. At the end of the day, none of it matters. It's just entertainment for us to sit here and talk some junk. Anyways, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all press that like button, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the next video. Hit the hype star so YouTube know that y'all messing with your boy. It is merch time. You see that big old cloud above my head, man? Here we go. www.alldayeverydayllc.net. Like I said, I worked hard on all these designs. It's about 70 to 80 designs. Products on the store. Y'all go check your boy out. But like I said, something for the ladies here. You know what I'm saying? Put that city right there on there. Look at my cloud. Just exuding love and joy to everybody in the city of ADED. You feel me? We out here. Go check your boy out. You know, there's a bunch of stuff on here. Let's go. We got stickers, long sleeves, onesies for the baby. Look at that. You got the cloud on the front, on the back, buyout. ADED all day, every day. All different color, colorways. Got shirts for the kiddos. Look at this, $20. You feel me? I do got discount codes available too. So, just come check your boy out, man. I appreciate all the love and the support thus far. You know what I'm saying? Look, I got the one for the adults. You know what I'm saying? All the colors, and it come out just like that. You feel me? You see right here, got the ADED incognito on the black one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro. Y'all go check it out. Good vibes on the Friday. Once again, appreciate y'all tuning in. Booyah.
It doesn't do the target thing anymore?
Booyah.
You're now tuned in with your favorite dark skinned friend with a beard.